Hey everybody, I wanted to make a short video to welcome you to Tech4RX. And what I'm going to be doing here in Tech4RX, I'm going to be covering what's new and interesting that's happening in the world of pharmacy. And so something that I think that's interesting that's happening is that there's a severe shortage of jobs for pharmacists. And one of the reasons why this is because that there's a lot of more pharmacists entering into the workforce than there are job availabilities. So we're going to cover an article today that talks a little bit about this, and specifically where are the new opportunities since there is minimal growth within the traditional sectors of the pharmacy practice. So let's jump right in. So the article we're going to be talking about today is called Looking Ahead to 2030. This publication is published in the Journal of Pharmacy in 2021. And what this publication talks about is a reporting by the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, in that from 2018 through 2028, there is projected to be a 0% growth in jobs for the traditional sector. So what this article talks about was it got the opinion of a lot of experts from this consulting organization called AMC Strategies. And you can see here the members of this organization are very experienced in many different sectors of pharmacy. And you can see here, these are the questions that they ask. Specifically, what are the threats to the current pharmacy practice? What are some disruptive technologies that are going to disrupt the pharmacy practice as we know it today? What are some of the trends that are going to affect pharmacy education? Where are the new jobs? What are the knowledge gaps into what pharmacists know today? And as well as what are some of the critical skills for the future? And so what we're going to be talking about today, and then as well as what are the skills for the future. So in order to answer that, let's just go to the section where it talks about this. It talks about, in anticipation, the greatest source of job growth outside of retail and hospital settings is going to be in managed care. So this has to do with pharmacists expanding their clinical roles to cover for the lack of primary care physicians. And then the next is technology companies. And the reason why technology companies is here that ranks so close to managed care is because when we look up to here with their response for disruptive technologies, we can see here that AI and predictive analytics is right up here with what's happening with the major change in drug distribution systems. So what we're looking at here is, as you can imagine, of how a lot of people are getting their prescriptions. They're not getting them from regular retail stores, but they're getting them from fulfillment centers, which means that robots and automation are filling their prescriptions, which disallows retail pharmacies to be able to collect that dispensing fee, which pays pharmacists' salary. And so what we can see here that artificial intelligence and predictive analytics is going to replace a lot of jobs because of those typical skills of monitoring both efficiency and drug safety are going to be able to be done with AI. And it's not necessarily saying that they're going to replace clinical pharmacists, but a lot of those traditional those services which are performed manually are going to be done with automation. And so what this article was saying is that there's going to be an increase in the number of jobs, specifically in technology companies and in biotech, because that has to do with pharmacists being able to be placed within those companies to be able to or to participate in the development, the implementation, and then as well as the innovation of those tools. And so the last thing I want to talk about it has to do with what are the skills for the future for pharmacists. And we can see here that what this talks about here is, of course, patient management skills. That's kind of intuitive that pharmacists should be good at taking care of patients, for both complex patients and as well as patients with just chronic disease states. But then at the same time, having that proficiency in data analytics and being able to speak that language that is going to be used to be able to act as a layer between software development and the new tools that are based on artificial intelligence. That's all I got. I'll see you in the next one.